Hello everyone, can you hear me? Good evening. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Good evening, miss.
Right, oh, you don't talk, no? Why is that? Now, how are you all? Now, after long time, okay? But no time to waste because there are about 27 participants now. Now, this is for the educational psychology presentation, but I don't have a name list. So, the register order, whatever that we can start doing. Who is going now? What are the instructions given? What's the duration of your research presentation? What's the duration, Puta?
5 minutes, ma'am.
Speak up, dear. Hi, Puta.
About 5 minutes.
Hmm?
About 5 minutes, ma'am.
5 minutes. Right. So we have to know now there are about 28 participants. Now it is 29. Lectures were done. Anyway.
Ma'am, excuse me. There are two Buddhas, okay? Because I have logged over the phone and also over the laptop. Because there's something wrong with my laptop microphone. That's why.
Right, okay, maybe that is why. Anyway, we will start very soon, Puta. Otherwise, we will not be able to complete. Who is going first? One after the other, you all have to come. Huh? Who is going first? Ikman karanna putte velana nae naasti karanna honde.
Madam, shall I do?
Yeah,
Ma'am, do
please.
we want to, excuse me, ma'am, do we want to share share the screen by
Yeah, that
ourselves?
is how I gave you instructions. You have to share the PowerPoint and you have to actually have the camera on. Am I right?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Did I give instructions like that? Mata දැන් මතක නැහැ කියන්න. Are you ready for PowerPoint?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. Please share the screen. Hopefully that you might be able to share. Quickly start. Okay.
Excuse me, who is going to start? Shall I start?
Yes, please. I don't have a name list. So
It's me,
you can
Buddhi.
come. So share the PowerPoint and then have the camera on and do it for 5 minutes, not more than 5 minutes. Clear the instructions, everyone. So who is presenting now? What's your name? All right. So you're sharing. So you can have your camera on and start. And the next person, you can actually be ready.
Okay, so
Okay, Putta. Start. Now it is 7:40. You need to hurry up.
good evening, all. First of all, let me know that am I audible and is my screen visible to you?
The screen
Yeah,
is
sure.
visible, but you're audible, but
Can
your
you hear me?
camera is not on. Your camera is not on. Don't you have to have the camera? Camera එක දාගන්න. Right, okay. Now, yes. Don't exceed 5 minutes. Okay, now start.
Okay. Good evening, all. I'm Buddhika Premaratna here. Before starting the presentation, I have to ask the question from the audience. Please.
No,
simply ask-
Buddhika, what is your registration number? Can I see that? Because I have to submit marks, no?
Right, ma'am.
ඒක
Shall I?
slide එකේ පොඩක් ඉන්න slide එකේ දාගන්න අනිත් අය. Your presentation, your registration number should be shown with the name on the first slide. Okay? All the others, please make sure that it's there. So can I get your registration number quickly? Buddhika, can you hear me? Buddhika? Time එක නම් මෙහෙම waste කරන්න එපා. දැන් 10 minutes ගියා බුද්ධිකා. There are 35 in the list. List එක anyway in the meeting.
Hello, ma'am. Yeah. Hello. Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
We could hear you, Buddhika, please. Now the sharing is not there.
Now is it visible, ma'am?
Visible and audible, please start.
Okay, ma'am. Right. Have you ever seen these people who are aggressive and who bite their nails often and who chew bubble gum affection? Please answer me simply. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes, you have. There are such people among us. Then why do those people behave like that? The answer is in the psychosexual theory of Sigmund Freud. Freud also discussed about the id, ego, superego, unconscious, preconscious, and subconscious mind. But I'm not going to tell it here because we have already discussed with our ma'am before. So, Sigmund Freud told that every individual has parts of the body that are sensitive to sexual stimulation. So he called them as erogenous zones. And also, we all have a sexual desire. And that sexual desire is called as libido. And he told that the libido would grow over time and the individual seeks satisfaction through 5 stages in his life. The stages are oral stage, anal stage, phallic stage, latency, and the genital stage. I'll talk about the first stage, that's oral stage. The age range is from birth to 1 year, and the erogenous zone is the mouth. Here, as you can see in these pictures, the infant totally depends on the caretakers. And also, he derives pleasure from oral stimulation. And also here, he or she develops a sense of comfort and sense of trust by sucking and tasting. So if this stage is not successfully completed, overdependency, aggression, and oral fixations may occur at later in the life. So moving on to the next one, anal stage, as you can see in the picture, the age range is from 1 year to 3 years, and the erogenous zone is the toilet training and bladder control here. Here, the main focus is to control bladder and bowel movement. Major conflict is toilet training. So the parents should praise and award rewards for using the toilet at appropriate time. But if the parents ridicule, shame, or punish for not using the toilet at appropriate time, later on, many negative effects may occur. So if this stage is successfully completed, according to Sigmund Freud, productive and creative citizens may become. Then the phallic stage, from 3 to 6 years, the erogenous zones is the genitals. And here the child begins to discover the difference between male and female. That's why the male child has feelings and love towards mother. We call it Oedipus complex. And also the female child with his father. We call this Electra complex. Then the next stage is the latent stage. And here, this stage is very important for the teachers because here the child doesn't consider much about the oral stimulation. I mean, sexual stimulation. It's a calm period. We call it a calm period. Here, what the child wants is to have peer relationships, hobbies, discover, explore, and have social relationships. So it's a great time period for the teachers and also the parents to develop communication skills and self-confidence of these students. So genital stage, here the individual develops a strong sexual interest in the opposite sex, and also he develops interest in welfare of others too. This is, if the previous stages have been completed successfully, this stage is also a successful stage for the individual. This begins with the puberty and ends lasts until the death. Then if this stage is success, if the previous stages are being successfully completed, this stage is also successful. So those are the 5 stages in briefly. So as we are teachers and both and also the parents, we have to know that issues in childhood development affect adult lives, and also the importance of the way we raise our students, raise our kids is very important throughout the life. So that's according to Sigmund Freud, psychosexual theory. So hope you could understand, and thank you so much for listening and watching.
Actually, Buddhika, it's a very good presentation. To tell you the truth, you did it very well. You covered that part nicely, and your presentation is good. Slides are good. Language is good. Content is good. Very well done. And your
Thank you so
registration number එක කියන්න පුළුවන්ද ටක් ගාලා?
FNR.
Can you drop a
Yeah.
chat box message with your name?
Okay, sure,
Right.
ma'am. Thank you.
And okay, very good. Himaya, now you can actually quickly do. Please stop sharing, Buddhika. Buddhika, please stop sharing. Right. Himaya, get ready quickly.
Madam, can you hear
It's
me?
coming. I can hear you, but you need to do the needful. Quickly share and then have the camera on. You have to actually fix it quickly. No time to waste. Pute, you should understand this. Okay.
Okay, madam.
Right.
Now can you?
I can see the slides. I can hear you, but
Okay.
the camera is elsewhere. I can see your Elmira only, not you. You have to focus the camera.
Okay. I'm Himaya Hettiarachchi. I'm
No,
going
no, I can't see you.
to.
And now it's actually screen ke slides utne. The
Uh,
next person, please get ready right now. Okay. Earlier you shared this PowerPoint. Now actually it's not the PowerPoint that I see.
now,
Madam,
okay.
shall I share?
Madam, now.
Yeah, Eric Erickson.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can't see you. Your camera, you have to adjust your camera. Ane puta, next person, please right now do. Get set. Okay.
Madam, now can you see me?
No, dear.
Madam, I don't know
Yeah.
what happened to my camera.
But now I think you can stop sharing. We can get somebody else to come. And every one of you, please actually set your devices. Okay. I hope that you will understand me because there are 37 I see. But I don't think that I can finish. Okay. Because I have actually some other work. Because Nisa, ikman kenek please come.
Madam,
Yeah.
can I share?
Ane, please do, will you, dear? Oya, stop sharing Karanda Puta Buddhika. You stop sharing. Somebody else has to actually now do. Who is going to do next?
I'm Tilini, madam.
Yes, Tilini, try to share and have your camera on and
Okay.
start. Now it is actually 7:52, only 1% are done. You have to be
Can you see
matured
my
in
screen,
this.
madam?
It's coming, it seems, not yet.
Now?
No.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
No, we can't see your PowerPoint.
Can you see my screen?
තිලිනි screen එක පේන්නෙත් නැහැ. තිලිනිව පේන්නෙත් නැහැ. Now I can see the PowerPoint, but you're not there still. PowerPoint is there. You're doing Lawrence Kohlberg, no?
But my camera is on, madam. Yeah.
කැමරා
I
එක
don't
නම්
think-
ඔයාව නම් පේන්නේ නැහැ ඉතින්. අයියෝ හැමෝම මෙහෙම කරොත් අපිට කරන්න වෙන්නේ නැහනේ. You need to fix your devices and practice it before coming, no? I have something else in my mind after 9:30 පුතේ. කයි මට 9:30 වෙනකම් විතරයි පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ.
Okay. Okay, madam. I think.
It's fixed.
Okay.
No, now your
Good evening.
PowerPoint slide is not there. I think you have a problem with your device. Some
Yes, ma'am.
phones වලින් දෙකම පාවිච්චි කරන්න බෑ. So I think you can show the PowerPoint slides and go on.
Okay, madam. Can I talk, madam?
Yeah,
Now?
start.
Okay. Thank you, madam. Good evening,
Yeah.
everyone. Today I'm exploring Lawrence Kohlberg's moral development theory. And this theory is essential for understanding how individuals develop their moral reasoning abilities from childhood to adulthood. Kohlberg's work has had a profound impact on psychology and education, shaping our understanding of morality and behavior. Then, when we think about who is Lawrence Kohlberg, he is an American psychologist, dedicated his career to studying moral development. He conducted extensive research to identify the stages individuals go through in their moral reasoning. His groundbreaking work provides a framework that helps us comprehend how moral understanding evolves over time. Then I'm going to talk about his theory. Kohlberg's theory categorizes moral development into three main levels:
Now I tell you,
pre-conventional,
Puta,
conventional, and
can I stop you for
post-conventional.
a while?
At the pre,
Can I stop you for a while? Now actually stop
Yes,
sharing
madam.
the PowerPoint. You actually have the camera on. Yeah.
Okay, madam.
Right, quickly and continue from there.
Okay. Then pre-conventional level. At the pre-conventional level, individuals make decisions based on self-interest and fear of punishment. In the conventional level, they adhere to societal norms and rules. Finally, at the post-conventional level, individuals develop their moral principles based on universal ethical principles. Then my next slide, based on the Kohlberg stages of moral development. There are 6 stages of Kohlberg stages of moral development. First one is obedience and punishment orientation. At this stage, individuals focus on avoiding punishment and obeying authority figures. As example, when we think about our classroom, the student doesn't talk in class because they are afraid the teacher will scold them. The second stage, self-interest orientation. In this stage, individuals make decisions based on their own self-interest, seeking rewards and avoiding negative consequences. As example, a student shares their snacks with the classmate and hopes of receiving a favorite snack in return later. As then third stage, interpersonal conformity. At this stage, individuals seek approval from peers and conforms to social norms to be accepted within their peer groups. When we think about our classroom, a student joins a group project even though they prefer working alone because they want to fit in with their classmates. Fourth stage, authority and social order. Individuals in this stage adhere to rules and respect authority figures to maintain social order and stability. A student follows the school's dress code, not only avoid punishment, and they understand the importance of rules in creating a safe learning environment. Fifth one is social contract orientation. At this stage, individuals recognize the importance of social contract and laws in promoting the greater good and fairness. As example, a student participates in a school fundraising to support a charity because they believe in the importance of helping others in need. Final one, stage 6 is universal ethical principles. In this final stage, individuals develop their own moral principles based on universal ethical values and principles. When we think about example in our classroom, a student speaks out against unfair treatments of a classmate, even if it means going against the majority, because they believe in standing up for what is right. Then my next slide, based on the discussion of criticism and limitation of Kohlberg's theory. The first one is some critics argue that Kohlberg's theory may not be universally applicable because it was primarily developed based on research conducted in Western cultures. This raises concern about its relevance and validity in diverse cultural contexts where moral values and norms may differ. Second one is emphasize on moral reasoning. Critics suggest that Kohlberg's theory places too much emphasis on cognitive aspects, such as moral reasoning, and overlooks the influence of emotions, social context, and situational factors in moral decision making. Human morality is complex and multifaceted, and factors beyond rational deliberation also play a significant role. As example, a person may act morally, not only they have reasoning through the consequences of their actions, and they feel empathy towards other or and influenced by social norms and expectations. My next point is gender bias. Kohlberg's research predominantly featured male participants, leading to concerns about the generalizability of his findings to females. This raises questions about whether the stages of moral development proposed by Kohlberg accurately reflect the moral development of females. Next one is lack of practical applications.
You're exceeding time like nothing.
Okay.
5 minutes already, and no way. Now it's about 7
Okay,
minutes.
madam.
Right. But try to finish now.
Okay.
Do the
Okay, madam.
conclusion.
Okay, madam. Then my next slide based on the how we can apply Kohlberg's theory in the classroom. First one is curriculum development and classroom discussions, moral role modeling, empathy and perspective talking, moral autonomy. In my conclusion, Kohlberg's moral development theory provides a valuable framework for understanding how students progress in their moral reasoning and decision-making abilities. By integrating Kohlberg stages into educational practices, teachers can foster a moral, ethical learning environment, promote critical thinking, and cultivate students' moral growth. Okay, thank you very much listening from
Yeah, yes, Tilanka, as I said to the previous one, your presentation is really, really good, right?
Okay.
Content-wise, language-wise, overall, every way. But the thing is, 5 minutes now, it's very important. It's also one of the main criteria. And I can actually go on listening, but when I see there are 39 people, I never knew. In my class, normally I had about 15, so I thought I can manage. So I can't actually listen to 40 presentations in a single day. Let's
Yes,
see
ma'am.
what we can do. But your presentation is good. I have given you good marks. So thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very
Right.
much.
Who is next? Please come.
Next me, madam. Hello.
Right. This is MAF Safana, right?
And can you
Right.
see?
Yeah, we can see MAF Safana FNR 210749. Okay.
Madam, I am Halima.
Yeah.
Yeah.
හලීමන්ද ඔයා?
Yeah, Halim.
එතකොට ඉස්සෙල්ලාවේ කවුද වෙන එක්කෙනෙක්ද?
She left.
She left. Go to the first slide. I want to see the name and the registration number first.
Yes.
Don't jumble, because if somebody is there, don't try to let her leave. Actually, you can use the chat box for that. If you're the next person, please put your name and the registration number here. Then others will not try now. Okay. Now Halima start. Don't exceed 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Right. It's
Respectable
8:04
madam.
now. It's 8:04. Visible and audible. Yes.
Respectable madam and my dear colleagues, good evening everyone. Today I'm here to talk about the ecological system theory by Yuri Bronfenbrenner. So now let's look at who is Yuri Bronfenbrenner. Yuri Bronfenbrenner is born in April 1970. He is a Russian-born American psychologist best known for having developed human ecology theory. Also, ecological system theory describes a scientific approach to studying lifespan development that emphasizes the interrelationship of different developmental processes. So, to study a child development, then we must not only look at the child and the immediate environment, but also at the interaction of the large environment as well. So, according to Yuri Bronfenbrenner, he has divided the system into 5 systems. They are microsystem, mesosystem, exosystem, macrosystem, and chronosystem. So, according to him, microsystem is the institutions or groups that are immediately and directly influence a child development. So, this is the basic development stage of each child. So, and the mesosystem consists of interconnection between the microsystem. So, mesosystem is a system of microsystem. And then exosystem. The exosystem involves link between social interaction that do not involve a child. For example, the child experience at home may be differ according to the personal experiences of her parents, what they gain from their office work. And then macrosystem focuses on how cultural elements that do not that affect a child's development. For example, the geographical issues, and then ethnicity and poverty, wealth, those kind of things. And then chronosystem. The chronosystem consists of all the environmental changes that affect a child development. And then they can be normal or non-normative things. So now let's see what are the assumptions. Here I have given 2 situations. And from the first situation, we can find that the child has experienced a positive and then good social interaction with their parents. So when the child enters a pre-stage school, the boy or the child interact or socialize with their friends in a supportive and positive way. But in the second situation, we can find that the child is not in a positive and socialized way with their parents. So when he or she enters to a preschool stage, the boy or he or she doesn't involve in a social way with their peers. So any child born in this world get enmeshed within a system framework called the ecosystem. So they do not have a strong and a positive ecological system when they lack in development. So if you look at the educational implication, a child immediate environment and interaction within it and among the largest environment influences the child in overall development. And also any child should have an ongoing long-term mutual interaction with at least one or two adults through a common mutual tie that lasts lifetime. So now let's look at how school environment have a positive support to the child. Support means a school environment should support primary, adult, and the child development. The school environment should foster a positive societal attitude in child development. Also, they should provide facilitation to the moral thinking, and also should help to boost child confidence, self-esteem, and also they should enhance logical thinking. So final, I would like to say that the ecological system theory of child development therefore describes a framework of how the development of the child get developed or affected by the social relationships and the environment around him or her. Thank you.
Right, okay. Your Halima, that is your presentation is good. Your language is good. Actually, I can give you good marks. Okay.
Thank you, madam.
Right. Who is going next? Who is next? You can use the chat box and come.
Hey, madam.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I do it?
Yes, please.
Okay, madam. I am Nalak Prasad.
Okay.
Okay, madam.
Nalaka Prasad.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you all going for the convocation this time? No.
No, ma'am. No. No, madam. Is it okay, madam?
Yeah. What's your number? Registration number?
210 and 716.
FNR 2107.
716.
210716. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Start.
Okay, madam.
Where's your camera?
Is it okay, madam?
Ah, yes.
Hi, Dr. Anaki.
Now there's another person, Nalika Kiyala.
Yes. Yes, madam. My presentation is Education Psychology, Theories of Educational Psychology. The study is Freud's theory of psychosexual development, Erikson's theory of psychosocial development, Kohlberg's theory of moral development, Bronfenbrenner's ecological system theory. The Freud's theory of I can't see. Freud's theory of psychosexual development. Psychosexual mean mental, emotional, and behavioral aspects of sexual development. This theory states 5 stages of human development. First one is oral, next anal, phallic, latency, and genital. These psychosexual stages capture the main growth points of the person from infancy to adulthood and focus on different facts of wants and needs and desires. Children go through several stages of psychosexual development in their early childhood. There are three key components. One is ego, superego, identify, intimacy, and generativity. Next one, it is trying to get you to do things. Superego is trying to get you to make good decisions and be an upstanding person. Erickson's theory of psychosocial development. Psychosocial means involves changes, not only children's overt behavior, but their social cognition. Erickson's theory proposed that individuals go through 8 stages of development. First one is trust versus mistrust. Second one is autonomy versus shame and doubt. Age developed 2 to 3 years. Initiative versus guilt. Fourth one is industry versus inferiority. Identity versus confusion. Sixth one is intimacy versus isolation. Seventh, generativity versus stagnation. 8, integrity versus despair. Kohlberg's theory of development, it is focuses on stepwise process of development of morality and moral reasoning in children. According to this theory, children's moral development causes in 6 stages. First one is obedience and punishment. Second one is instrumental purpose. Third one is good boy, nice girl. Fourth one is law and order. Social contrast. Universal ethical principle. Importance for Kohlberg's theory. It can help parents guide their children as they develop their moral character. Bronfenbrenner's ecological system theory. This describes children's development as occurring within series of linking system. He identifies 5 systems around the children and young people's lives, which all influence each other complex ways. First one is microsystem. Second one is mesosystem. Third one is exosystem. Fourth one is macrosystem. Fifth one is chronosystem. Thank you very much. That's my presentation.
Okay, you are Prasad, Nalaka Prasad.
Yes,
So I
ma'am.
have given you marks. You have taken 4 theories and superficial levels. All the 4 theories discussed. Okay, it's okay, no problem. So I have given you marks, Nalaka. Good work. No time for feedback. Okay.
Yeah, thank
Fine.
you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good. 5. Who is number 5? Come quickly. You stop sharing, Nalaka. Right. Stop sharing. Then somebody else can share. When you're the next person, if you can put your name and the registration number in the chat box, then it's very easy for me and it also saves time, Puta. But you're not doing that, ne? Who is going next? Who is going next? Can you put your name and the registration number in the chat box? Now I'm taking yours anyway. You are Mohammed, Niaz, Fatima. Can you have your camera on and start?
Yeah, sure. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah, start please.
Good evening, dear madam and my dear friends. Today, I'm here to discuss about Freud's theory of psychosexual development. Yes, this theory was developed by a famous psychoanalyst named Sigmund Freud. This theory explains how personality develops during childhood. believe that personality develops in childhood based on experience with psychosocial stages. Now you can able to see the 5 stages of psychosocial theory beginning from 1 to 3. First stage is the oral stage, and the second anal stage, and the third is the phallic stage, and then latency stage, and the final stage is the genital stage. Yes, during each stage, sexual energy or libido is expressed in different ways and through different parts of a child's body. Freud argues that as the person grows physically, certain areas of their body becomes important as a source of frustration, that is erogenous zone and pleasure. Freud identifies specific erogenous zone for each and every stages. These are specific pleasure areas that become the focal point for the particular stage. If the needs are not met along the area, then automatically the fixation occurs. Yes, now let's move on to see these 5 stages one by one. The first stage is, as you all know, that is the oral stage, which begins from birth to 1 year. Here, the erogenous zone is the child's mouth. Okay. During the oral stage, child is focused on oral pleasure like sucking and tasting. Too much or too late satisfaction can lead to oral fixation or oral personality, which is shown in the increased focus on oral activities. These type of personality may be oral receptive, that is have a strong tendency to smoke, drinking alcohol, or even overeat. It may also lead to oral aggressiveness, that is the tendency to bite nails or even do gossips. As a result, that person becomes too much dependent on others. So I think you can see the pictures as well. And our the second stage is the anal stage that begins from 1 to 3 years. Here, the child focus on the focus of pleasure in this stage is the anus. So we can say the erogenous zone as the ball and the bladder, right? The child finds satisfaction in eliminating and retaining feces. Through society's expectation, particularly the parents, that believe that the child need to work on toilet training. Between 1 year to 3 years, the child's favorite word might be no, right? So there will be a difficulty in giving them a proper toilet training. For example, when the child is asked to retain the feces at the time of when the child is asked to retain the feces when asked to eliminate, and or eliminate the feces when asked to retain in certain situations, the problems might occur. So, in terms of personality, fixation at this stage can be solved to being anal retentive, that will be lead to cleanliness and perfection, or when in an anal expulsive, where the persons become messy and disorganized. The third stage is the phallic stage, that is beginning from 3 to 6 years. The erogenous zone here is the genitals. During this stage, boys develop unconscious sexual desire for their mother. They think their father as a rival for their mother's affection. Similarly, the girls too. So in case of boys, we name this type of, we name this as the Oedipus complex. And in terms of girls, the girls too have an unconscious sexual desires towards their father, right? So we call this as the Electra complex. So the fixation may be the brain personality, recklessness, sexual dysfunctions, and sources of homosexuality. And the fourth is the latent period, that is beginning from 6 up to puberty. Here, the sexual urges remain repressed. The child focuses on acquisition of physical and academic skills. Boys usually relate with boys and girls usually relate with girls during this stage. And the final stage is the genital stage, that is beginning from puberty up to the death, right? So here the sexual urges are once again awakened. Adolescent possesses to sexual urges towards the opposite sex pair with the pleasure headed on genitals. So finally, I would like to recall all these 5 stages once again. That is oral stage, anal stage, phallic stage, latency stage, and genital stage, which was developed by the famous psychosexual analyst, that is the Sigmund Freud. Thank you very much. I think you got a clear description. Thank you very much.
Yeah, actually speaking, Shakira, that is one of the best presentations. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Okay, keep it up. Very kata karana, I'm not taking time. It's one of the best presentations today.
Thank you very
Keep
much.
it up. Yeah, very well organized, nicely presented, everything. Okay. Now I have lots of people sending me the names. Who is going next quickly?
Ma'am, can I do?
Yes, yes, please come quickly. Like good girls. Yeah. Who is next? Dayani Shianathan. Gayani Shianathan. FNR this year. This year. All right. Okay. Can you quickly have your camera on and start? Gayani, can you talk? Otherwise, I have to get somebody else to do. Gayani? Gayani? Gayani, can you hear me?
Yes, madam.
Then if you have not fixed your camera, please stop sharing. Until you fix it, I can get the next person up. You have to understand that. And now, okay. Now I see you. If it is not fixed, please don't take time, okay? You know, we are actually fighting with time, Kiela. Right, now you can start quickly.
Good evening, madam and my dear friends. I am going to talk about Lawrence Kohlberg moral development theory. In this topic,
your camera is not focused. I can see only your teeth. Now okay. Now okay, Gayani.
Lawrence Kohlberg was an influential American psychologist known for his theory of moral development. He built upon the work of Jean Piaget, focusing on how moral reasoning develops in individuals over time. Kohlberg's stages of moral development, comprising 6 sequential stages, have had a lasting impact of psychology, education, and ethics. His biography, Lawrence Kohlberg is an American psychologist, best known for his theory of moral development. Next, introduction. What is moral development? Moral development is the process through which individuals develop attitude, behavior, and beliefs about what is right and wrong. Kohlberg was interested in understanding how individuals develop moral reasoning over time. Kohlberg's theory, built upon Piaget's work, proposed that moral development progresses through stages, each with distinct characteristics. Argued that moral reasoning becomes more sophisticated in individuals move through these stages. Kohlberg stages has 3 levels and 6 stages. Each 3 level has 2 stages. First level is pre-conventional level. It has stage 1 and stage 2. Stage 1 is obedience and punishment orientation. This is the earliest stage of moral development, common in young children. They see rules and fix and absolute. Morality is external. At this stage, children see rules as fixed and absolute. Obeying the rules is important because it is a means to avoid punishment. Next stage is stage 2, individualism and exchange. At this stage of moral development, children account for individual points of view and judge action based on how they serve individual needs. Second level is conventional level. It has stage 3 and stage 4. Stage 3 is interpersonal relationship. Often referred to as the good boy, good girl orientation. At this stage, children who are by now usually entering their teens see morality as more than simple deeds. Stage of moral development is focused on living up to social expectation and role of the family and community. There is an emphasis on conformity, being nice and behave in good ways. Good behavior means having good motives and interpersonal feelings such as love, empathy, trust, and concern for others. Stage 4, maintaining social order. People begin to consider society as a whole when making judgment. Law and order focus on maintaining law and order and obeying laws. Keynes' motives, consequences of breaking the law. Stage 1 and stage 4 are giving the same response. Similarities, they both agree that breaking the law is wrong. Difference is for stage 1, the child can't explain why it is wrong, while stage 4, the adults are able to deliberate. Education follow rules and guidelines. It is compulsory for all school-age students to attend school. Respect property of others. Wear appropriate uniform, appropriate shoes to be worn. Next, level 3, pre-conventional level. It has stage 5 and 6. Stage 5 is social contract and individual rights. At this stage, people begin to account for the differing values, opinions, and beliefs of other people. Rules of laws are important for maintaining a society, but members of the society should agree upon this standard. Stage 6, universal principle. it based upon universal ethical principle and abstract reasoning. Based on respect for universal principle and the demands of individual conscience. Takes an idealized look at how people might coordinate their interest. At this stage, people follow this internalized principle of justice even if they conflict with laws and rules. Define the principles by which agreement will be most just. If children are to reorganize their thinking, there must be more active principle conscience. Next is educational implication. The application of Lawrence Kohlberg's moral development theory extended to education and psychology, where it serves as the valuable framework for teaching ethics, designing moral education programs, and elucidating psychological development. By incorporating Kohlberg stages into educational curricula and psychological research, educators and psychologists can nurture ethical values, empathic understanding, and moral growth individuals of all ages. Finally, Kohlberg's theory offers valuable insight into how individuals develop morally. By understanding these stages, educators can better support student moral growth. That's all, madam. Thank you very much.
Okay, Gayani, thank you very much. Right. So we'll get next speaker up. Thank you, Gayani. Good night. And then who is going next?
I'm doing, madam. I'm Naduni.
Yeah. Please come, Naduni. Yeah. Come, Naduni. Do the needful. Share the PowerPoint.
Can you see, madam?
You have to share the PowerPoint, Nanduni.
Okay.
I think if you're taking time to fix it, all right, now okay, you can start. MLP Risniyad. Are you Risniya?
Until Naduni is fixing.
Yeah, I think better Risniya, Naduni, yes. Risniya, go ahead. You have to actually fix your devices, okay?
After that, I will do, madam.
Now Risniya, go ahead. Your registration number is not clear, Risniya.
Okay, good evening, ma'am, and my dear friends. FNR 211205.
Okay.
Good evening, ma'am, and my dear friends. Today I'm dealing with Kohlberg's theory of moral development. First of all, we want to know what is moral development. Actually, the moral development is the gradual development of an individual concept of right or wrong, conscience, religious values, social attitudes, and certain behavior. It is a process by which children learn their moral beliefs and develop moral reasoning for making decisions regarding what is right or wrong. As implied by the term development, human moral sense is commonly seen to involve a movement from simple and finite definitions of right and wrong. The theory of moral development was developed by an American psychologist, Lawrence Kohlberg. Kohlberg's theory of moral development Lawrence Kohlberg's ideas of moral development are based on the promise that at birth, all and honesty, family as the first source of values and moral development for an individual, and also one's intelligence and ability to interact with others matures and one's patterns of moral behavior. According to Kohlberg, people progress through the stages of moral development at different ages due to difference in cognitive development. To develop his theory, he studied the reasoning behind how children made decisions when faced with moral dilemma. According to Kohlberg, moral development occurs in stages. Moral development is universal and occurs in three main stages, and each main stage is subdivided into two sub-stages. There are 6 stages in moral development. First stage is avoiding punishment. Here, we make moral judgments based on obedience and punishments. The sense of good and bad is directly linked to whether he or she gets punished or not. And here, the statement is, I do it so I don't get in trouble. When we move to the second stage, self-interest. Here, we are motivated by self-interest. So, in second stage, I do it so I get something out of it. Third stage is good boy attitude. At this stage, interpersonal accord and conformity guide our moral judgments. Stage 3, the individual thinks that I do it so you like me. He wants others to see that he is a good boy who is conforming with the ethics of the community. What do others think of me? I do it so you like me. The fourth stage is law and order morality. Here we value authority and want to maintain social order. Actually, the individual thinks that I do it, it is the law. Here the fourth stage, I do it, it is the law and I respect the law. Fifth stage is social contract. At stage 5, we understand rules as a social contract as opposed to a strict order. The individual thinks that I do it because of social contract we have with each other. Let's move to the 6th stage, the principal stage. Here, at this stage, we are guided by universal ethics and principles, ethical principles. Here, the individual thinks that I do it because it is the right thing to do. And also, the moral development divided into 3 levels. The first level is pre-conventional level. The age is between 4 to 10 years. Here, the rules imposed by the authority figures are confirmed in order to avoid punishment or receive rewards. Second level is conventional level. The age is between 10 to 13 years. Here, conformity to social rules remains important to the individual. Last stage is post-conventional level or principled level. Above 13 years, here the individual moves beyond the perspective of his or her own society. Now, I would like to, my dear friends, I would like to ask a question from you all, whether it means if an individual, it means a boy's moral development is developed if something happens like that. A crystal ball broke while you were playing in the house. What should a responsible child do? First option is say you didn't break it. Second one is confess and promise to be more careful. Can you all please, my friends, can you all answer that question? What would the child do if the child's moral development is developed? Can somebody tell me, my friends?
Second.
Yeah. I think, can somebody answer that question?
The second one.
Second one.
Second
Huh?
one.
If the moral development is developed in that individual of the in that child, he would choose. It means he would confess and promise to be more careful. Okay, then I would like to talk some importance of moral values also here. The importance of moral values are values means it builds their character and helps them tell right from wrong, and it changes their perception of the world, and it determines their adult behavior, and it counters bad influence from peers, and it helps them cope with difficult situations and boosts self-confidence, and it teaches them to think about others, especially it teaches them to think about others. Okay, that's all my presentation. Thank you, my friends.
Yeah, thank you, Risnia. It's a good presentation. Okay. To save time, I'm withholding
Ma'am,
feedback. It's
I'm
a good
Devindi here.
presentation. Yes, please come. Please, who is coming next?
I'm Devindi here, ma'am. Can you see the
Yeah,
screen?
Rashini Imasha, I can see your screen. Rashini Imasha's screen.
Madam, can you hear me?
Is that Rashini Imasha? Yes.
Yes, madam. I'm Rashini. Can you hear me, madam?
Yeah, Devinia, you can come next. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. Please have your camera on and start, Rashini.
Madam, can you see me?
Okay, you can start now. FNR 210778. Okay, you may start quickly.
Thank you, madam. Good evening, everybody, my dear madam and my dear colleagues. I'm also going to talk about Kohlberg's theory of moral development. This theory is introduced by a person called Lawrence Kohlberg, who was a professor of education and social psychology. This theory discusses about the development of a person's morality. Morality in the sense, simply it means the way the way a person think, how he developed the way of thinking, reasoning, whether something is right or wrong. If I pay the attention on the key points that this person has followed in this theory, Lawrence Kohlberg has shown his interest in several main points. Some things like moral development, thinking process, cognitive in nature, and right or wrong. So Lawrence Kohlberg, he discusses about the development in morality, how someone's morality is developed, and the way of the thinking process, how a person develops the way he or she thinks. And this theory, basically, it takes the nature of the cognition. It takes the cognitive nature. And basically, this theory says whether something is right or wrong, and how a person decides whether something is right or wrong, coming from a lower level, gradually increasing up to several higher levels. If we pay our attention on the structure of this theory, actually, this is the theoretical framework. That means the structure, how Lawrence Kohlberg has prepared this theory. There, he has categorized this under three major levels. First one, pre-conventional level. Second one, conventional level. And the third one, post-conventional level. We all know pre, the middle one, and then the post one. So here Kohlberg has given two other categories below each of the levels. I mean two stages for each level. Stage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Two of them goes under each of the levels. If we go through the first level roughly, because I have to complete this within 5-6 minutes. So if we go through the pre-conventional level, the first level, in this level, an individual or a person is basing himself on his individual interest. That means simply he is thinking about himself only. He is trying to satisfy himself. He is trying to think about himself. So under these, as I told you, there are the two stages, stage 1 and 2. In stage 1, Kohlberg has named it as punishment orientation. That means here an individual is thinking about what kind of a punishment would happen to me by doing something. What will happen to me? Will I get punished after doing this? And so on. He or she is trying to think about the consequences. That means simply the results. What will be the result of this action? And in order to that, he is trying to work. That is punishment orientation. And the next level, next stage is individual purpose orientation. Here also the same way, he is thinking about his or her self. So he is thinking about whether he will get a reward for what he is doing. So he is trying to satisfy himself or herself by doing something. Always he is trying to get a reward, a good reward from others to satisfy himself or herself. Quickly, if we move on to the middle one, that is the conventional level. This level, unlike the previous one, in this level, the person is thinking about the other people in the society. So that is based on the social relationships. We are keeping relationships with the society. In here also, they have given two stages below this level. First level, that means stage 3 is good boy, nice girl orientation. The name itself says that. Good boy, nice girl orientation. Here, the individual is trying to get that tag of a good boy. Yes, this is a good boy. This is a good girl. So he is trying to work in order to take that tag. Individual seeks social approval for the action. So always trying to get the approval of the society in front of him. So good person tag is needed. And then the stage 4 is law and order orientation. Here, in this stage, the individual is thinking about the rules and traditions of a traditional society. The society always says this is right, this is wrong. So in this stage, the individual or probably the child is trying to fit into that societal rules and norms. They are going to go in the track of the traditional society. If we quickly move on to the next level, that is post-conventional level, this is considered as the highest stage or the highest level of morality of a person. Here, unlike the previous two stages, here the individual is dealing not with the society or himself, but he is thinking out of the box. Out of the box means he is thinking beyond the limits, beyond the frame. So here also two stages are there. Stage 5, individual rights orientation. That is the first stage under this level, post level. Here, the individual is trying to think about his or her rights. That means he is not dealing with somebody in the society or himself. He is thinking the right thing. He's thinking about his rights, whether I'm eligible to do this, whether I can do this, what is my right, what are my human rights and all. So he tries to change social rules if they are unfair. There are some social rules that are not fair. So in here, in this level of morality, a person is trying to change some unfair rules and go beyond the boundaries, breaking traditional laws and boundaries. So he is breaking through the boundaries and thinking out of the box. Okay, the last stage is the stage 6, which Lawrence Kohlberg has given a name called universal principle orientation. Name itself says it's universal, thinking out of the box. A bare minimum of all of us is reaching this level because it is a so-called higher level of morality. So here the individual is thinking beyond the frame, beyond the limits. So individual is acting according to their personal principles. They are working according to their conscience. So they are conscious about their society, the world, and they are working according to their heart. They are thinking out of the box and working according to his conscience. This is one of the the highest level of stage of one's morality in their moral development. If we go through quickly around the theory that I discussed with you all, this is the structure. If we brainstorm, there were three levels: pre-conventional level, conventional level, post-conventional level. Under these three, there are two stages under each of the levels: stage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Thank you, madam.
Okay, Rashini. Rashini Masha, it's a very good presentation and keep it up.
Thank you, madam.
Very good presentation.
Thank you.
So every aspect, it's really good. So who is next? Who is coming next? Quickly come. Yeah. You have to share your PowerPoint, dear. Right. Okay. Yeah, you may start. Your name is RMRT.
RMRT Kumbukadwala, ma'am. Rukshani.
Kumbukadwala.
Yeah.
Rukshani.
Yeah, Rukshani.
Your number FNR
211
223. Okay, you may start quickly.
Okay,
Right.
good evening, ma'am and my dear friends. So my topic is Freud's theory of psychosexual development. So he's known as the father of the psychoanalysis. His theory stages 5 stages as human development. There are 5 stages. The first one is oral stage, anal stage, phallic stage, latency stage, and genital stage. So we are going to discuss about these 5 stages. So this is the structure that the Fred analyzes. In the first stage, the oral stage. So the oral stage occurs from birth to until 2 years. From babies and young toddlers are known as picking up objects and trying to put them in their mouth, from their hands and to their favorite blanket. This is age group finds satisfaction in sucking and chewing. So the second one is anal stage. It's around 15 months to 3 years old. Toddlers learn how to toilet train, which means they understand how to control their bodies and continue the acceptance. In this stage, basically the echo starts to develop. And the third one is phallic stage. That one where we go next to known as the phallic stage. These names just keep getting better and better. This is from when kids are about 3 years old to 6 years old. And this is the stage where kids really start to become aware of their bodies. And the fourth one is they start to learn, and in the phallic stage, they start to learn again. These names make a certain amount of sense. And the fourth one is the latency stage. This stage is 6 years to puberty. In this stage, the child's sexual and aggressive drives are largely dormant, and they focus on developing social and intellectual skills. The final one is the genital stage, genital puberty to adulthood. In this stage, the individual sexual and aggressive cues are reactivated, and they seek out sexual relationships and intimate connections with others. So finally, the Freds believes that in here also I'm just name them as 5 stages: the oral, anal, and phallic, latency, and the genital one. So finally, the Fred believes that if a child experiences difficulties during any of these stages, it can lead to psychological and emotional problems in adults. So thank you very much, madam.
Okay. This is Kumbuk
Padavala.
Kandavala. Right. Okay. Kumbuk
Kumbuk
Kandavala.
Padavala, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay.
No, sorry, Kumbuk Padavala.
Kumbuk Kadavala.
Padavala.
Okay, I have written it properly. Okay, thank you very much for your presentation. I will get the next speaker up. Who
Okay,
is
thank
going
you, ma'am.
next? Yeah, thank you, dear.
Madam, I'll do next.
Yeah, please come. Quickly come. Don't wait. You know how to actually start? Have your Safana asked me.
Yes, madam.
Yeah, Safana asked me. These gaps are a bit difficult. No time to waste. I can see only a blank sheet. If you're not ready, I will get the other person, next person up.
Someone has.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, someone has opened.
So then you have to actually stop sharing because otherwise we will get stuck. That is.
I'm Gimhani, ma'am.
All right. Read your name.
I'm Ravindika Gimhani.
Ravindika Gimhani. That is how your name goes in the list.
Yeah.
FNR 210785. Can you start quickly?
Ma'am, is everything okay?
Yeah, okay, okay. You can start, yes.
Okay. Kohlberg's theory on moral development. Lawrence Kohlberg was one of the most eminent psychologists of the 20th century. He has formulated a theory asserting that individuals progress through by presenting subjects with moral dilemmas. This progress consists with three broad constructive stages of moral reasoning called pre-conventional, conventional, and post-conventional. These level each level is associated with two stages. Basis of ethical behavior is these Kohlberg suggested that people move through these stages in a fixed order and that moral understanding is like to cognitive development. Let's move to third slide. Level 1, pre-conventional. That means right and wrong determined by rewards and punishment. Pre-conventional stage is the first level of moral development, lasting until approximately age 7. During this level, children accept the authority and moral codes of others based on the physical consequences of actions. That means the children under this level don't have a personal codes of morality. Rather than what a child thinks is right or wrong, their morality is mostly based on what authority figures like parents or teachers tell them to do. For an example, if an action leads to punishment, it must be bad. If it leads to rewards, it must be good. Similarly, if a child gets gift for behaving, the child thinks he was good. But if he gets scolding for misbehaving, the child thinks he was bad. In this slide, we are talking about level 2, conventional morality is the adolescent phase of moral development. It focuses on societal norms and external expectations to discern right from wrong. In this, often it grounded in traditional cultural practices. So children who follow conventional morality believe that it's important to follow society's rules and expectations to maintain order and prevent problems. For an example, refusing to cheat on a test is a part of conventional morality because cheating can harm the academic systems and create societal problems. During this level, the child becomes aware of the wider rules of society. So judgment concern obeying the rules to uphold the law and avoid guilty. Next slide is post-conventional stage. Post-conventional morality is the third level of moral development, and it characterized by individuals understanding of universal ethical principles. That means social contract and universal principles. Post-convention morality is when people decide based on what they think is right rather than just following the rules of society. That means they have their own ethical principles and they don't just do what the society tells them to do. At this level, people think about what is fair, what is just, and what values are important. Here, this slide, I'm going to discuss about classroom implication. The first one is making ethical decisions. Instruct children to think critically and reflect on how their action ethical consequences affect others and provide them opportunities to assess ethical problems, make choices and think about their answers of their choices. The next implication is implicitly teach moral values. Helping students grasp the practical applications of the core values of principles like honesty, integrity, empathy, compassion, responsibility, and respect through examples, tales, and real-life experiences. The next implication is encourage understanding and empathy. Encourage students to empathize when they experience and viewpoints of others by asking them to explore their sentiments and those of others. The next one is discussion on moral issues. Encourage children to participate in open dialogues to present their points of view, hear those of others, and develop their moral reasoning. The last classroom implication is a culture that is uplifting and supportive. Students should be encouraged to treat on others respectfully and cultivate a sense of belonging by developing positive relationships and working together. Likewise, there are so many classroom implications by using Kohlberg's moral development. At last, encourage students to reflect on their own moral reasoning and the moral reasoning of others. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, actually, Gimani, it's a nice presentation in every way. Okay, thank you very much and keep
Thank
it
you,
up.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, it's good. Who is next? It's a good presentation. Come, please. Quickly come. No time to have gaps. Yeah, this is A.W. Rukaya. Yes, Rukaya. Your number is FNR210767. Can you have your camera on and start, Rukaya? Rukaya?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, right. Yes. Hi, Rukaya.
Hi, ma'am.
Okay, start.
Okay. I'm here to present about Erikson's theory of psychosocial development. At first, for an introduction, he is a German psychologist, and his theory is demonstrating that people passes through 8 stages of psychosocial development. In each of these stages, the people's personality is growing throughout the stages, whether it can be success or failure. In every stages, there is a struggle, and he must be resolved the struggle to move to the next stage. And never the stages will never end with other and start with the other one. They have overlapping because they have to continue through the stages. And the next one, the stages, it is from infancy, toddlerhood, preschool age, school age, adolescent, young adulthood, middle adulthood, and the late adulthood. To see in detail, infancy is the age gap between birth to 18 months. It means it is 1.5 years. Here, mainly the conflict is between trust and mistrust. Here, the conflict is between the trust and mistrust. If the child's needs are consequently met, the trust is cultivated. For an example, if the baby is crying and if the caretaker fed him or comforted him, the trust is cultivated in him. If it is failed or neglected, if his needs is neglected, mistrust is formed in his worldview. And the next stage is the toddlerhood age. It is from 18 months to 3 years. Here the conflict is between the autonomy versus shame and doubt. In this age, 70% of the brain grows, and here the individual is trying to do his self in own. For an example, walking away from their parents, potty training, and also eating alone with his own hand, and choosing what to play, what to wear, those things. If that is done, the success is felt, and the confident arose in himself, and he feels secure. If it is failed, he feels dependent, and lack of self-esteem and shame is in him. And the next stage is the preschool stage. The age gap is between 3 to 5 years. Here the conflict is between initiative versus guilt. This is the stage where individual is eager to explore themselves. For an example, the baby or the child wants to do a tower with the building blocks. And if he finished that task, accomplished the task successfully, he will feel capable of doing anything. And also he will feel can lead others. He will have the sense of feeling. And if he's failed to do that, it affects the willingness to explore and learn. This success and failure have a big impact on his life. And the next one is the early school age. It is from 6 to 11 years. Here the conflict is between industry versus inferiority. Here the sense of achievement and self-worthy is formed when he is success. In this age, he like to explore and show his talent. He will get the support and the praise from the teacher, peers, and also the caretakers. If he is success, he will feel the sense of achievement and self-worthy. If it is not given, if the support and praise is not given to him, it will affect his future challenges. And the next one is the adolescent stage. It is from the age gap 12 to 18 years. Here the conflict is mainly between identity versus role confusion. In this, the active exploration is formed in this. Mainly the guidance take the main role during this stage. If the guidance is given properly to the adult, forming the clear identity and understanding the future goal is done here. If the proper guidance is not given to him, it will affect the future goals and the overall well-being of the individual. And the next one is the young adulthood. It is from 19 to 40 years. Here the intimacy and the isolation is the main conflict. In this, the individual is trying to make the relationship with friends, family, and also with the romantic partners. If he succeeded in this conflict, his emotional fulfillment is done, and also his success in forming new relationship. If it is failed, he will be having struggle with making relationship, and also he will feel loneliness. And the next one is the middle adulthood. It is from 40 to 65 years. Here the conflict is mainly between generativity and the stagnation. Here the mentoring role plays the main thing. If the main relationship is between the child and the community, and the main event is the parenting to grow the child. If the mentoring role is done successfully, he is satisfied with the life and he is having a meaningful life. But if it is failed, if the mentoring role is failed, he views the life with missed opportunities and rejectivity. And the last one is the late adulthood. It is above 65 to the rest of life. Here the main conflict is between ego, integrity versus despair. In this, at the last day, the pride in what he has succeeded is the main thing. For an example, retired teacher. He is very proud of having an educated generation. If it is success, he is having the pride, but he has achieved. If he is failed in that, he will feel guilt, regret, and despair. And the last one is this clinical significance of Erikson theory. They are the understanding development crisis, guiding the therapeutic interventions, personality development, identity formation, understanding behavioral patterns, lifespan approach, and promoting healthy development. Thank you.
Okay, Rukaya, it's a very good presentation, as I told the others, in every way. That's I could give maxim for you, right? Okay, very well done. Keep it up. And my next
Thank you, ma'am.
speaker, please come on screen. I think Devinya, you have been trying several times. Now there is one APAD Senadira. See whether you can. Now still Rukaya is on. Rukaya, you have to actually log out or leave. And please come on the right. APAD Senadira, see whether you can have the camera on quickly.
Can you see, ma'am?
Yeah, it's yes. You can start.
Okay. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Today I'm going to present the theory of psychosexual development by Sigmund Freud. So, Sigmund Freud is one of psychoanalysis. Discuss this theory as under three subtopics. They are the components of mind, the components of personality, and the stages of psychosexual development.
Safana, are you going to present?
Yes, madam.
Then have your camera on and start, will you?
Okay.
Okay. See the camera on? Can you have your camera on? Without fixing, don't come. Joe. Then Safana, if your camera is not fixed yet, you can actually stop sharing, that somebody else can do. Right? Okay. So then who is coming? If your camera, and who is this?
Good evening, ma'am. Can I do?
Who is this?
Tirosha, ma'am.
Okay.
You can visible me, right?
Yeah, you can start, but let me take down your name and Tirosha.
Yes, Tirosha Lianage, ma'am.
What's your number?
FNR 210756.
Right, you can start.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Good evening, my dear madam and friends. Today I'm going to talk about Freud's theory of psychosexual development. Let's start in by getting to know Sigmund Freud. He is an Austrian neurologist born in 1856. Freud believed that psychological development takes place in 5 series of fixed stages called psychosexual stages. And each stage presents the fixation of libido on a different body part and associated with particular conflict type. Let's move on to know about what are the 5 stages of development as per the Freud's theory. Oral, anal, phallic, latency, genital. Here I'm going to summarize a little bit, and later on each stages I will describe. First, Freud believed that as kids grow, they grow through 5 stages like levels in a game. They are all about their mouths, like sucking, Then comes to potty training and learning control. After that, they start noticing their bodies and get curious about their private part. Then things chill out for a bit like a break. Finally, as they become adults, they figure out what they are into and who they are. Now, I'm going to talk about deeper into these topics. First is oral stage. Let's start by discussing oral stage starting from birth to 18 months. In this stage, child pleasure source is mouth. They explore the world through activities like chewing, sucking, and biting. These actions reduce child's tension. Now move into the second stage, the anal stage, 1 to 3 years. Freud believed children's libido is primarily focused on controlling bladder and bowel movements. It's like they are figuring out how to manage their pee and poop, as you know, potty training stuff. This is the third stage, it's phallic stage. In the phallic stage, children become curious about their bodies and start to notice the difference between boys and girls. This will be on age 3 to 6 years. Freud believed children feel a rivalry with the parent of the same sex as they grow closer to the opposite sex parent. Moving forward to let's discuss about the latency stage. Children take a break, age 6 to 12 years. Then things calm down a bit. It's like a break from all the intense stuff. Children start focusing on more playing with friends and learning new things. In the final stage, known as the genital stage, individuals reach adulthood and their focus shifts to mature sexual interest and relationship. As I come to close Freud's theory, teach us that childhood experience affect who we become as adults, especially in terms of pleasure and sexuality. Thank you all for your attention. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Terusha Lienage, for your presentation. Yes, it's okay, good. And I want Senadira APAD is ready now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So then you can actually come quickly if it is fixed everything. Right. Hirosha, I think you have to leave, or you have to leave, your camera is still on. Senadira.
May I start, ma'am?
Yeah, wait, I can't see your camera. Right, yes, you can now start with that. Right. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Today I'm going to present the theory of sexual development by Sigmund Freud. So Sigmund Freud is the founder of psychoanalysis, and also he is the father of psychoanalysis. First of all, let's see what is psychosexual development. Sigmund Freud said children go through a series of sexual stages that lead to the development of an adult personality. So we are going to discuss this theory under 3 subtopics. They are components of mind, components of personality, the stages of sexual development. When we talk about the components of mind, there are 3 parts in it: the conscious mind, preconscious mind, and unconscious mind. The conscious mind consists of all the mental processes and sensations which you are aware. For an example, if you are hungry, you decide to get some food, or if you feel cold, you put on a jacket. Likewise, it controls all the logical and intellectual thought processes. The preconscious mind includes the things you instantly know, but you can access them by association. For an example, listening to a specific song evokes memories of the first holiday abroad. Like that, the preconscious is a little bit of like a mental waiting room. And the unconscious mind, we are not aware of what's going in it, and happens automatically and without thought. According to Freud, many things are happening, includes memories and desires. For an example, think about a girl abused by a parent when she was 3 years old. And she has no memory of the abuse, but struggles forming relationships with others. Now let's move on to the second subtopic. the components of personality. It is also divided into three parts: id, ego, and superego. It is the inherited part of the personality. As an example, a hungry baby cries until he was fed. The ego is who you are or yourself. As an example, think about someone who works out and very sweaty and want to change their clothes in the car. But you know that anyone can see this in the car. So they decided to go another place and change their clothes. The superego tells us all the things that we shouldn't do or the duties or obligation of the society. So before we move on to the next subtopic, we should know that there are 5 stages in psychosexual theory, and our sex drive, which is yet called the libido, focuses in a different erogenous zone at each phase. And if our experience during each phase of these stages are traumatic, we might develop fixation. So now let's what are these stages according to fear. The first one is oral stage. The age range is birth to 1 year. In this, the erogenous zone is the mouth. In the first year of our lives, we discover the world through our oral senses. Our main pleasure comes from sucking from our mother's nipple or bottle. The conflict in this stage is feeding, and if the conflict is successfully done without any trauma, the child will become a healthy and independent person. But if the oral fixation happens, there will be a manipulative and addictive personality later in life, like nail biting and smoking. And the second one is the anal phase, the age 1 to 3. The primary focus of our libido at this stage is blood and bone.
Nanduni, can you please stop sharing? Because of that, the previous presenter couldn't do. Nanduni, stop sharing. Okay, now you can continue.
Okay, ma'am. The anal phase, age 1 to 3, the primary focus is the control of the bladder and bowel movements. We have to learn how to use the potty. If we praise the child's attempts to use the toilet and encourage his own, child will develop a competent personality and a good and balanced relationship with others. But if we force the child for training too early and punish them for his miss, the child will develop an retentive personality. It means very cleanless, and child becomes an over controlling and stringy adult. If the parent neglect any efforts at potty training and develop, the child will develop an anal expulsive personality. It means messy and disorganized. And the third one is, ma'am, can you see my screen?
Screen is not there, but you continue. It's okay.
Okay.
I can see you. You continue.
The phallic stage, it is age 3 to 6. Our libido now turns into the genitals as we discover the differences between the female and the male gender. The boys' conflict. The boys' conflict in this stage occurs as rivalry with their father. Also, it called the Oedipus complex. Boys desire to possess their mother and fantasize about getting rid of their father. But they know that their father is stronger and fear being punished for their desire. This is called castration anxiety. And the girls experience penis envy. Girls believe that penis is the key to power and domination. Girls have Electra complex, and the boys have feelings for their mother. Girls also have feelings for their father. You know that it is well said saying a father is a daughter's first love. So anyway, if the conflict is resolved in this stage, the child learns to respect both genders later in life. And the last one is genitals. It is puberty to death. Once we reach interest in sexual partners. The child who has experienced a childhood without much trauma succeeds in building a strong ego. So he disciplined at work, has a loving relationship, and fulfilled sex life. If the child has weak ego and super ego, his sexual needs are more important than social norms or the other people's feelings. So this is the end of my presentation. Thought is an action rehearsal. It is a saying by sit and pray. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, say Nadira, it's a good presentation. So can you actually, it's good. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. And who is going next? Is MAF Sapana ready now? MAF Sapana, who couldn't do previously? Are you ready? Sapana? Sapana is not around.
I will do, madam.
Who is that?
I'm Nanduni.
Yes, Nanduni. Can you have your camera on?
Okay, madam.
Sapana, you can be ready next. Nanduni, what is your name, proper name and the name? Nanduni Madhusanki, and what's your registration number?
SNR 211 222.
211 222. Okay. Can you start quickly?
Okay, madam. Okay. Then today I'm going to talk about von Funberger ecological system theory. Let's see who is von Funberger. Yuri von Funberger was a Russian-born American psychologist who is most known for his ecological system theory. Then he was born into 29th of April 1970, Moscow, Russia. And he died 25th of September 2005, Ithaca, New York, United States. Let's see what is Bromfana ecological system theory. According to this, there are 5 layers: microsystem, mesosystem, exosystem, macrosystem, and the last one is chronosystem. Let's see what is microsystem. According to this system, this is the layer closest to the child and contains the structures with which the child has direct to know about. Microsystem encompasses the relationships and interaction a child has with the immediate surroundings. Then you can see this picture also. Structure in the microsystem include family, then as well as school, neighborhood, or child care environment. At this level, relationships have in fact 2 directions, both away from the child and towards the child. The next layer is mesosystem. According to this system, this layer provides the connection between the structure of the child microsystem. Example, the connection between the child's teacher and his parents, between his church or temple, his neighborhood. The next one is exosystem. This layers define the larger social system in which the child does not function directly. The structures in this layer impact the child's development by interacting with some structure in her microsystem. Then according to this picture, you can see them as examples: friends of family, then mass media, social welfare services, then legal services, parent workplace, and neighbors. Parent workplace schedule to community-based family resources are examples. The child may not be directly involved at this level, but he does feel the positive or negative force involved with the interaction with his own system. Let's move to the next one. Macrosystem. This layer may be considered the outmost layer in the child's environment.
While not being a specific framework, this layer is comprised of cultural values, customs, and laws. Then you can see according to this picture. The effects of larger principles defined by the macro system have a cascading influence throughout the interaction of all other layers. The last layer is chronosystem. This system encompasses the dimension of fact it relates to a child's environment. Elements within this system can be either external, such as the timing of parents' death, or internal, such as the psychological changes that occur with the gaining the child. As children get older, they may react differently to environmental changes and may be more able to determine more how that change will influence them. Then as a conclusion of this presentation, we can categorize the levels microsystem, mesosystem, ecosystem, macrosystem, and chronosystem. Then thank you for your kindly cooperation.
Okay, Madhusanki, your presentation is okay. Good. I have given you marks. Okay. Who is next? Is MAF Safana available now? Stop sharing, Nanduni. Stop sharing, Nanduni.
Madam, I'm not Nanduni.
You're Purnima.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a second, Purnima. I have to take down your name. Your name goes as Varuni Purnima Priyadarshani, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is your number, Puta? FNR? 211210. Am I right?
Yes.
You're not audible. Hello? You're muted. Purnima, you're muted. Now let's talk.
Now can you hear me, ma'am?
Right, okay.
Yes, okay.
11210. Right. Can you start quickly?
Yeah, okay. Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Varuni. Okay. You all know William Shakespeare. In 1623, one man in his time played many parts in his act, being serenaded from screaming infant to the final day of oblivion. So then, 300 years later, the psychologist Erikson offered a more modern and less sexually biased take on psychological transformation, that is, psychosocial theory. So, today's presentation is about Erikson's psychosocial development. At first, Erikson was originally influenced by Sigmund Freud's psychosexual stages of development. And here I'm going to talk about Erikson's psychosocial development. He began by working with Freud's theories and soon progressed past those theories, then developed his own ideas. He argued that social experience was valuable throughout life. You can see the diagram below represents Erikson's 8 psychological stages. Okay. My next slide is about trust and mistrust. Trust versus mistrust. It is the first stage and it begins at birth and lasts until around 1 year old. In this stage, they are asking, can I trust the people around me? That child is asking, just thinking, can I trust the people around me? As an example, if the parents are attentive to their baby's needs, the baby will learn that the world is safe and the nourishment, affection will be met. Here, they will trust their parents. And also, if the parents are inconsistent in them, the infant will learn the opposite. That means this builds mistrust between the infant and the parent. And my next stage is autonomy versus change. This takes place during early childhood. And it is about Gaining a sense of personal control over the world is important at this stage of development. And if a parent allows their child to pick out their own clothes, that may encourage autonomy. And the children who can't are left with the self-doubt. Here in this picture, you can see that girl, and also my next stage is initiative versus girl. This stage takes place during preschool years. They are asking, am I good or bad? They are asking from themselves, am I good or bad? In this stage, kids who develop initiative are eager to try new activities and experiences without excessive fear of failure. And children who can't perform the watch experience guilt and interpret mistakes as sign of personal failure of their own. And my next stage is industry versus inferiority. This stage covers early school years. They are asking, how can I be good or bad? As an example, someone finds science lesson difficult, but his parents and teachers are willing to help them. In turn, he feels more confident in ability to complete them. And if someone struggles but no help, that person will give up and will doubt his ability, his own ability. And my next stage is identity versus confusion. This stage occurs during adolescence. They are asking a question from themselves, who am I? And also, what can I be? In this stage, children who receive proper encouragement and reinforcement through personal exploration will emerge from this stage with a strong sense of self. The children who don't may begins to feel confused or insecure about themselves. And also, the next stage is intimacy versus isolation. Here in this picture, you can see this stage covers the period of early adulthood. Intimacy requires being able to share parts of yourself with others. Yourself means ourselves with others. Those who are successful at this stage, they will form relationships that are committed and secure. That means good relationships. Also, if a person gets abused, he will more likely to suffer emotional isolation. And my next stage is generativity versus stagnation. This occurs during adulthood. During this stage, they will make their mark on the world by caring for others. You can see the picture, the world is there, the parents is there, and the children are also there. They develop relationships and make commitments. And those who fail to attain them will feel unproductive and also uninvolved in the world. And next stage is, and that means the last stage of psychosocial development, integrity versus despair. This occurs during the old age. Here, the key conflict on questioning whether or not the individual has had a meaningful or satisfying life. Those who are unsuccessful will look on their life with a sense of fulfillment. And those who don't will look back on life with feeling of regret or disappointment. And that's all. That is about the Erik Erikson's psychosocial development. Now you know there are 8 stages. Again, I don't need to do. I don't need to explain. No? Then thank you. That is about my presentation. Thank you for listening.
Okay. It's good. This is Purnima, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's good, Purnima. So then, before I get anybody to actually talk, I want to ask you this. Educational technology. I'm doing educational technology on Saturdays with you all. Am I doing educational technology with you all, your group?
Yeah, ma'am.
This is the same group, no? So
Yes.
now actually it's 9:45. Actually, it's a very tiring day. If it is another 10, 15, even that I could have continued. But there are another 28 to do the presentation. I never knew that this class has so many numbers like this, because normally the regular attendance is not like this, no? Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. So because of that, I didn't have that idea. So shall we do like this? It's 9:45. I will continue till 10 o'clock because I have work tomorrow and I have a lot of things in mind I never knew. If it is another 5-10 people, of course, I could have continued. හැබැයි දැන් මෙතන තව ගොඩාක් ඉන්නවනේ, so I have no time. Let me talk first. So if I actually get you to do your presentations coming Saturday during class time, 7:30 to 9:30, are you okay? I will cancel the lecture on educational technology and get you to come for the presentation. Is it okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Because now, even if I'm to continue till 12 o'clock, I don't think that I can actually do Kiela. Because there are large numbers, okay? So I will continue till 10 o'clock. And then after that, Puta, Saturday, 7:30 to 9:30, educational technology lecture will be cancelled and we will finish this. You understand me? Is it okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Right.
Okay.
And I didn't know because the participation is not like this, no? I thought it's about 2022. Now it is actually almost 40 students. Okay. And because of that, I will go on till 10. And after that, I will actually get you to do it coming Saturday, not educational technology. I will get you to do the presentation and finish it off, right? Thank you very much for your understanding, Puta, right? If it is another 5 people, I could have actually gotten you to do, but it's not so. Right. Who is going to present now? MMA?
Shrifa. Madam, shall I start?
Yes, you can. Give me a second. I want your number to be taken down. MMA?
Yeah. Mushrifa F. FNR 210766.
Right. You can start.
Okay. I'm going to present you about Erickson's psychosocial theory. There are 8 stages in this theory, and it describes the impact of social experience across the whole lifespan. Now let's discuss about those 8 stages one by one. The first stage is trust and mistrust. It targeted age group is birth to 1 year. During this period, the baby is completely dependent on its mother for the satisfaction of its needs. So the way he is nourished at this stage may provide the baby with a sense of security or insecurity. Through that, he gets the feelings of trust or mistrust in the mother or in his surroundings. Stage 2 is autonomy versus shame and doubt. Age group is 1 to 2 years. At this stage, a child engages in exploring his environment and experimenting his strengths and limitations. Here, within the bounds of safety, he must be provided adequate opportunities for the acquisition of a sense of autonomy. Otherwise, the child begin to doubt their ability and feel ashamed in the presence of others. The next stage is initiative versus guilt. The age group is 3 to 6 years. At this stage, parents should let the child to take initiative and have faith on him. If the child is always criticized or punished for his minor failures, he or she begin to develop sense of guilt. It leads him to hesitation and lack of initiative in planning and carrying out his life activities. The next stage is industry versus inferiority. Age group is 6 to 11 years.
Here, if the child performs well and admired for his intellectual, he will be likely to develop a sense of achievement. Such a child will be motivated and achieve more. If he does not satisfy his teacher or parents with his performance, he may look down upon himself and develop sense of inferiority. The next stage is stage 5, identity versus role confusion. There's a small spelling mistake. Identity versus role confusion. Age group is 12 to 19 years. It means adolescence. At this stage, children may often experiment with different identities and viewpoints in order to find their true identity. Success of this stage leads to the virtue of fidelity. Next stage is stage 6, intimacy versus isolation. During this stage, the individual tends to develop to a sense of intimacy or commitment to a close relationship with another person. The opposite of intimacy is isolation. When one fails to develop an adequate sense of intimacy, then he or she tends to develop a sense of isolation. The next stage is stage 7, generativity versus generativity versus stagnation. This stage, in this stage, the targeted age group is 40 to 65 years. When we reach our 40s, we become comfortable, use our leisure time creatively, and maybe contributing to the society. Here, our concern is generativity. If we think that we are able to lead the next generation into this world, then we are happy. If did not do so, then we become pessimistic and experience stagnation. The next stage is integrity versus despair. The age group is 65 and above. When we grow older, we tend to slow down and begin to look back our lives. We ask, how have I done? If we think we did well, we develop feeling of integrity. If not, we can experience despair and become grumpy. These are the 8 stages of psychosocial theory of Erikson. Thank you.
Yeah, actually speaking, Mushrifa, it's a good presentation. Okay, I have scored you well. So one last person I can get on the screen if you are ready. Who is going to do?
Good evening, ma'am. I'm Shamin.
Yeah, okay, Shamin. You can do now. Shamin, what's your full name? Shamin?
Shamin Pasindu Bandara.
Pasindu Bandara. Your number?
FNR 221219.
221219. Okay, you may start, Pasindu. You're the last speaker for the day. The rest of the people, I'm very sorry, but you all can actually come next Saturday. I will actually cancel the lecture on educational technology and get you to finish. That is the only way possible, because I didn't know that this class has such a big number, because regular class attendance is not so, Nisa. So sorry about it, but you all can do it and finish it this Saturday, 7:30 to 9:30. Okay, right. Then it is Shamin, your turn.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about Berner's psychological system for how it's related to the educational growth and development through psychology theory. Berner said that people are influenced by many things around them, like family, school, friends, and even the community they live in. He called these things, he used a special name. He used as a in the environment. And he also said that these these environments are all connected and can affect each other. For example, a child behavior at home might be influenced by the experience at school, and sometimes this will be a opposite side also. Berner's also talk about how changes over time, like technology or cultural shift, can affect people's development. Simple terms, Berners' theory tell us that to understand how people grow and develop, we need to look at the different things around them and how they interact. Okay, next one. Basically, he discussing about some special points. Imagine you are in a character in a big video game called as life. Berners said that this game has different levels or system. The effect, how do you play, that how you learn. We can break some categories. First one, microsystem. In this system, teachers observe. Okay, we'll see how we can apply this for education. In this system, teachers observe and understand a child's immediate environment, including family, friends, and in the classroom. Second one, mesosystem. Teachers observe, interact between different aspects of child life. Third one, exosystem. This level involve external influence like cultural norms and education system. Is related to resources and indirectly affect a child. Fourth one, my macrosystem. Effective teaching requires understand the cultural context of students. Chrono system. This method focus on how a child develop in influence by change over time. Finally, we can discuss how it be related to our lesson you in schools and our school life. This will help teachers study how students grow and develop in schools. By using this theory in class, teachers can understand students better and help to them to learn more effectively. Sometimes we can using critical thinking, and sometimes we can do some progress checks also to use check and do our lessons effectively through students. Next one, so it shows how educational psychology helps teachers to look at students' progress. Okay, sometimes we should want to understand students' mindset. It means sometimes they still come into the classroom. Sometimes their mind is still in the playground. First, we want to focus their mind to direct to our lessons. For the last one, teachers may effectively adapt their intervention strategies, supports, networks, teaching methods to the various requirements of their students. Thank you. That's all.
Okay, Bandara, I have actually given you a good grade. It's good. So thank you very much for joining us. And today it's the last presenter, and I want to actually say very sorry to the others, those who could not present. Okay, so Saturday, definitely from 7:30 onwards, this Saturday you will be presenting and we will finish it off. Is it okay with you all?
Okay, ma'am.
I'm very sorry about it. I didn't know. Actually, I thought it's about 20-25. Normally, the attendance is like that, no? So I didn't know there are about 40 students, Kayla. Actually, 39 turned up today. So that is the miss. So we'll actually do it Saturday and finish it off. And sorry about it, okay? Thank you very much. Good night. Bye-bye. Is there anything that you want to ask me? Is there anything you want to ask me? No.
No, ma'am.
Right, okay. And if possible, actually, next time when we come, I will actually give you the order of the presentation and all that, because it's a mess. I didn't know this. So sorry about that also. So we will finish it off this Saturday, dear. Okay, sorry for that. I know that you have been waiting, but we didn't get a chance, Kayla. Okay? Right. Okay, bye-bye. Good night. Thank you for your understanding. Okay?
Thank you, madam. Good night.
Thank you, madam. Good night.
Good night, ma'am.